संगत जी प्लीज टेक आरती। आरती ले लीजिए संगत जी। Namaste to Guruji and a very warm welcome to Guru Rupi Satsangat, a metaphor for Guru, for God's glory, righteousness, and enduring faithfulness. The divine itself is not the sun, but rather the creator of sun. And as we all know, our Maharaj is the Almighty universe, sun, everything. So, Sangatji, today we have with us a loving daughter of Maharaj who, for the very first time, came rubaru with divine Sakshat in 2003. Her spiritual journey has been truly an inspiration for many all over the globe, me being one of them. The divine shines from the above in the form of sun and provides light to our souls, igniting several questions about life, death, beyond. And God sends souls like sun in human form. God teaches us that Lord residing himself within her and spreading light all around by inspiring humans. Let's dive straight away into her roller coaster ride and try to feel, imbibe the level of surrender, faith, and commitment. So, without wasting any time further ado, with folded hands and bowed head, welcoming San, Jai Guruji San.
Jai Guruji Maharaj, Jai Guruji. Please let me know that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Lovely. Thank you. That was a very divine introduction, and um, it leaves me speechless. Thank you, Maharaj, for choosing us. Thank you for blessing us to be directly connected to you, and ultimately, it's all about energy, and whatever we connect to, ultimately we become. um, his light, we become his extensions. And of course, he's Mahashiv. We can never say we are him. That's not my intention. But his light starts um, working through you, and he chooses you as an instrument. And I've met many, many divine souls who you can tell that Maharaj is definitely working through. My journey with Maharaj started, as Shilpi said, from what I know, which we all know that it's probably lifetimes. Um, and in fact, he was kind enough to show me a dream that I was a young man. In one lifetime, I was with Maharaj. More than anything, Maharaj is our guru. He teaches us everything on his own, because he is here. And he taught me that he only knows how many lifetimes we've been with him. And this concept of, I always share this, old or new sangat doesn't exist, because really he only knows the age of the soul. And he's told many, many sangat that, it's not just this lifetime that you've been with me. As for me, he showed me a dream that I was a young man. I was with Maharaj in that lifetime. He was wearing a beautiful white chola, and we were walking somewhere very beautiful. He had a beautiful smile on. And in the physical realm, I would say when I became aware of him, or when I saw him, aware of him, I found out later, but when I saw him was in 2003, July, no coincidence. As Guruji says, there are no coincidences. Everything is my choosing, and he chose the divine July month to come to me. I had been sent to Iran back home. Intuitively, I was told that my grandma would die, and it was his grace that he sent me there. And that night, when I was at my grandmother's house, Guruji Maharaj was right in front of me, and he was again kind enough. He gives us what we need. He connects so beautifully. His design is so, I mean, of course, he's designed this whole universe. He knows exactly what to design in our lives, and every single thing. that is happening, has happened, or will happen is his design, and it's connected to something that he only knows, essential for our evolvement and our journey. And he knew back then that he had to give me, I'm sure he has abundant ways. Um, Nor will I ever say or put myself in a position to say that Guruji is this or Guruji is that. But from my journey, he showed me his human form, the bald-headed man, exactly as we see him in his Swarup. But he knew that it would be important for him to show me the Shivji eye. That one vertical eye would connect 15 years later, and for my brain, for my mind to say, yes, this makes sense. He is Maharship. He is a supreme being. So he came to me in his human form, but he chose to show me his divine Shivji eye, which was very, very powerful. I I don't know exactly how long I had permission to look at it, but I just remember that he blessed me to have a good look. And once, I couldn't take that power anymore, I just covered myself. And when grandma woke up, I told her that, look, you have this man in your house with these details. And she said, he's always around me. Now, 3 months later, when I was back in Canada, my grandma dies. So, Guruji Maharaj is there to protect his Sangat. Guruji Maharaj knows how much you're capable of handling. It doesn't mean that you're not going to go through suffering. It doesn't mean that you're not going to through squeezing. In fact, thanks to him and the wisdom that he's given us, and as we know, Maharaj didn't speak much. But the words that he's spoken, he said that I squeeze those that I love the most. So he changes our perception about the suffering. He changes our perception about what we go through. We become grateful that he's chosen us, to go through that squeezing, because I must be loved. I am loved because Maharship doesn't just speak like humans do. He's a man of his word, let's just say. And when he said that, I love those greatly, and he put me through a lot of squeezing since birth, I would have to say. And it continued even after he initiated me. It continued even when he came into my life. Even after the bedridden phase, it continued and it continued. And to this day, it's continuing. But uh, exactly, he knows each soul and what you're capable of handling. Um, when he came in my life, and when I had Agya to tell my mom about Guruji, because they were worried that where is this girl leaving, going from morning to night and saying I'm going to meditation. So one day I took Agya from Maharaj. So from the get-go, he guided me and he taught me that for whatever you have to do or you want to do, and Paramahansa Yogananda beautifully says this also, that before doing anything, meditate and talk to God. And Guruji has said, take Agya. So remembering your Guru before doing anything, it doesn't matter what that thing is. We label it as, human beings. Even when we share satsangs, a lot of people say, oh, I have a small satsang. No, no. You're talking about Maharship. There is no small or big satsang. You are in direct connection and relationship with Maharship. Nothing is small here. So um, anyway, when I told Maharaj that if I have Agya, let me know if it's okay that I tell my mother about you. That day I was in a satsang and somebody got up and said that they had told their mother about Guruji. Now Guruji exactly knows when you need to hear what. He knows exactly when you're ready as a soul to hear his answer. He hears you all the time. He hears you all the time. He is within you. He's aware of everything you go through. There's a satsang that I shared recently. I think it was from the Divine Light, that it was on in the book, that some uncle was worried that prashad didn't come to him, and he was thinking out while sitting. He had arrived late, I think, in Guruji's presence, and he thought, oh, the prashad that Guruji had actually touched, didn't come to him. He didn't really have the prashad, and Guruji suddenly called him and gave him his own prashad, or gave him a prashad, and he said to Guruji, oh Guruji, this is what I wanted. And Guruji Maharaj said to him, and it's written in the Divine Light, I know what you want at all times. He knows. He knows even before you come to know of what you need. And he knew that I needed that answer right away, because I was not in a very comfortable situation at home because they thought I was on drugs. Suddenly, this girl is bedridden and then now she's going to meditations. It didn't make sense to them. So he knew that I needed that answer right away. He knows the timing. And he knew that I have to have it right away. So I went to mom and I told her, look, don't think that I'm crazy, but God for me has come in a form of a guru. A guru is this, it's that. And the moment I said a bald-headed man with a vertical eye at grandmother's house, this woman just went, she was shocked firstly, staring at me. And then she started crying slowly and then howling. So then I later found out from my mom that Maharaj used to come so much around my grandmother, so much about my around my grandmother. And one day they spoke. She went into prayer to namaz and she said, I want to talk to him next time he comes. Maybe I'm supposed to do something for him. And next time that he did, she said to him, what can I do? Is there anything I could do? And they spoke in Farsi. And, then he said to her, we are here to protect you. And no matter what in my journey, no matter the squeezing I've gone through, his protection has been there. His eyes are there on you. He's watching you like a shadow. He's taking care of all your needs. And we have to be very aware of his own divine words that we're only going through 10% of what was actually supposed to happen. In this lifetime, Guruji Maharaj told me that I was supposed to have a very bad relationship with my mother, with my physical mother, my Persian mother. It was supposed to be very bad. It was supposed to be in a way that she wasn't going to let me go to Iran and I would have found out about my grandmother's passing. But Maharaj knew that, you know what, I was going to have a very hard journey. Let me go to her life. Let me give her that blessing of seeing her grandmother. And he saved my relationship with my physical mother. I want to say a little bit about my grandmother and what I feel why Maharaj went to her often. Firstly, Maharaj says that um, the rich come to me and I go to the poor. She wasn't poor, like she didn't have anything to eat, but she was very humble living. I wouldn't consider her a wealthy woman or even medium class. It was in between poor and I don't like to use that word poor, but she was in that in between, just going by. She was in love with God. I mean, in love that I've still to this day, meeting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Sangat, I still to this day have not met a woman or a Sangat or a being like my grandmother. To this day, I have not. She was, she was walking, she would say Shukrana. She would put, she would use her hand to put food in her mouth. She would say Shukrana. She was just in Shukrana all the time, all the time. And I'm not exaggerating, all the time, morning to night. She would put, she'd be like, this is a blessing that I can lift my own chai, that I could feed myself. And her only prayer was that, God, I just want to pray to you and I want to face Mecca, because that's how the Islamic people, the Muslims pray. They face Mecca and pray. And she said, that's how I want to die. I want to have I want to join you. That was her only prayer. I want to join you with having a glass of water, having my prayer, and then join you facing Mecca. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what Guruji did for her. She had her glass of water. She prayed first, had a glass of water, and passed away right in front of Mecca in prayer, in namaz. So, and the other thing that I remember, she never had any desires. She never had anything desire. She just had a desire of God. Now, this desire of God, um, it's very easy to say, Guruji Maharaj, I don't want anything, but I just want you. And we've read in the Divine Life that it says, you know, ask for the real deal. Ask God from God. This asking in my journey, you have to be very careful of even asking that. And my grandma used to do that. And that's why she had a very hard journey. It's like God tests you to see if you actually are going to worship him despite whatever he puts you through. He wants to see if you're a true lover. And my grandma went through a lot of suffering. She has 6 kids. One of her kids put her through a lot of trauma. She stole my grandmother's house. no judgment. That's their karmic whatever account. But she took over, like she kicked my grandma out of her own house. I mean, just things like that I want to share of what she went through. Um, she's been her husband when she was only I think 15 or 16 because they married them young back then, walked away from her. She had two kids. Raising a kid at 15, I don't think any of us would understand back then, without any support, without any family. So she went through her share of uh, torturous experience, I would have to say, but uh, those experiences brought her closer to God and His grace only, that she was in Shukrana all the time. She never pressured anyone to be anywhere, do anything. She had this wisdom that if God wanted you to be in Mecca, He is powerful and big enough. I hear a lot of sangat say, Guruji should call my father, Guruji should call my husband, Guruji should do this. No, Guruji should not do anything. That's what you think Guruji knows exactly what he's doing. Guruji is big enough. And I think in the moments that I go into that should as well, or what my life is supposed to be, he takes me out of the planet Earth. He brings me out to space. He gives me a good look of this whole cosmos and what he's created. And he gives me this wisdom that, son, chill. I've created all of this. And then he takes me inside in my body, like with our digestion, with this universe that inside of us. And none of us are worried about our heartbeat right now. None of us are worried if our food got digested, if it's working fine. None of us are worried about that because of his grace. So this world out here is also the same. We don't need to worry because he will take it exactly how he wants to take it. Now, I do not believe when people say, oh, everything Guruji will do. No, no, it's not like I can eat garbage and be like, Guruji will take care of my digestion, drink alcohol morning to night and be like, Guruji will take care of it. Absolutely not. It requires effort from us as well. So this connection with Guruji, it absolutely, even your life, where you are in life, it requires your effort. And he sees that. We can't put everything on Guruji and say Guruji will do. Um, and I think the best thing was that he gave me an experience of exactly like you can't drink alcohol, you can't go in front of a car and be like, run in the middle of the highway and say Guruji will take care of me. That's not respecting your guru. So it's doing the best that I can do, stepping forward towards what my heart is guiding me to do. And if I'm not sure, of course, they're sitting with Maharaj and getting his guidance and listening to my heart and going, stepping forward, leaving the outcome, not even worrying about my tomorrow, because he has the outcome in his hands and only he knows, nobody else knows. So the biggest blessing is the transformation that happens, inner transformation, because he takes you out of all that, misery of overthinking. Now it happens. I do often. I mean, especially when he moves me from one country to another, when a suffering phase happens. Of course, you think as a human, but that phase doesn't make you into a miserable person. You have Maharaj, you sit with him, you directly connect to him, and he fills you up with that light. And you know last year, I mean, my bedridden phase was over, and then I went through a relationship, so that was over. The health karma, let's say, was done. Maharaj initiated me through that suffering, which is a blessing today. And then I went into a relationship karma. I asked him in Baramandar, when he brought me to India for the first time in 2018. I literally asked him to do something for me, which I had to do that. He had to put me through that for me to learn to never ask Guruji for anything. But I didn't fully learn when he says don't ask anything meant anything, because I started 2 years ago. I started telling Guruji, I only want you. I don't want anything. Just give me God. I want God from God. And of course, he was listening, and he put us, my family, he took all our finances away. Everything, every penny that we had saved in Canada for 26 years, he took away. He wanted to see if I still want God for God. If if you have to be very authentic and real with yourself, that if Guruji takes your marriage away, takes your health away, takes your finances away, burns everything in your life, takes your kids away, and you are left with nothing, if you're still going to come to him and worship him. And when I asked him for that, when I said, I want you for you, I don't want anything else, one of the biggest scams that could happen to a family in Toronto happened to my family. I cannot tell you, it's not even important how much of this investment was, but just to give you how much we only spent on the lawyers, we spent $137,000 Canadian dollars on the lawyers. Only Guruji knows what agonizing episode that was. Only Guruji knows. But his grace, that every time I howled in front of him, every time that I went to him, every time that he called me to a satsang, this page from Sukhmani Auntie's book, this page was coming at me, and I haven't read this book in the last 6, 7 years. So for that to come in my head, in my vision, I knew Guruji's, of course it's Guruji doing. So this book came, this just paragraph kept coming in my vision, and he would just bring it and bring it. And it says, Sukhmani Auntie is having a conversation with Guruji, and she says, Guruji, how do you choose your Sangat? How do you choose your Sangat? How do you choose your devotees? And he says, I've shared this many times, but he's always guiding me to share this because even I need to hear it. He says, you're all like a fruit on a tree. My disciples are. I first shake the tree. Any fruit that falls is not ready to be ripened. It's not ready to be my disciple. Sorry, it's not ready to be my disciple. So, how many Sangat have I met? How many people have I met, even in my Persian friends, Iranian friends, they didn't get the job that they come and pray to Guruji for, and they never came back to Guruji. They came to Guruji, and Guruji put them through a suffering. They went through a relationship a problem. They lost their job. They never came back to Guruji because they were like, what kind of a, you told me to come and it's all a blessing. But our perception of a blessing, what we've been fed and conditioned and programmed to believe what a blessing is totally off. As human beings, we think a blessing is when we're in pleasure, when we come to Guruji, he gives us a job, he gives us money, he gives us relationships, we go to satsangs, we praise him day and night, and we call that a blessing. This was where, I'm talking about all myself and my Persian friends, that they never returned to Guruji. Or Guruji gave them what they came to him for, but they never returned. He made them so busy, and he's done that too in India as well, that they never even had time to come to Guruji. So then he says that whatever fruit that stays on that tree, I wait for it to be ripened. And once it gets ripened, then I will squeeze that fruit, squeeze that devotee so much till there's no more juice left. And then if you still come to me, I will choose you as a disciple, and I will take care of everything. So a lot of people have turned around and said to me, "Oh, son, you're like 6 years back, 5 years back. We don't know. Maybe I was not even maybe I was not even admitted by Guruji. He just gave me that divine mystical experience in Iran. He called me to satsangs. He blessed and came to my dreams. But do I really know if I'm a Sangat or not? No. Guruji only knows. I really think it's only Guruji that knows who real Sangat are. And maybe this episode, why would he bring that, paragraph into my visualization, into my vision all the time when I was going through this scam in all of 2024 and 2025? We're still in courts. Um, we're still going through that pain, but Guruji Maharaj takes your grief away. Guruji Maharaj does not let pain, of course, you go through pain, but it's only 10%. And that 10% is, I have to say, very, very hard. Very hard. But I cannot imagine what 100% was going to be like. And the blessing is that he showers his grace and he makes sure that you keep coming to him, that you still praise him, that you still connect to him despite whatever you go through. I always say this, and I will forever say this, that the biggest blessing that Guruji Maharaj can give any of us is hunger for him. Hunger and shukrana during any episode he puts you through. And I think my prayer now has changed. I know it's very personal, but it's what he taught me. He taught me that instead of saying, give me this, give me that, give me God, give me you, give me wisdom, give me strength, give me. Because if you ask for strength, he's going to put you through hardship in order for that strength to come. It's not like in my journey. Again, this is all my journey. He's not going to come and be like, there you go, strength. He puts you through a lot of hardship for you to garner and learn how to come out strong. So I've learned not to ask. Uh, but I think what he taught me through this episode, losing all, not losing, it's from him, it goes back to him. He gives, he takes it back. When he took all this finances away, and 26 years of working hard is not a joke. You come to another country, you leave everything behind, and that's really squeezing. But what he did was, um, what was I gonna say? I lost my, 1 second. Anyway, what he did was he gave me this um, wisdom that to say shukha. This was my prayer. He gave me this prayer that no matter what you decide, Maharaj, through this outcome, through this financial hardship that has happened to us, no matter what this you decide, I am just praying. This is my only request, that no matter what you decide, the results be in such a way that I stand in front of your Sangat and I praise you no matter what the outcome is. No matter what the outcome is, you put me in a state where I stand in front of thousands, hundreds, two of your Sangat, even one person, and I praise you and I say, this is what happened, but I am shukrana to my Guru for this. And I'm grateful for my Guru for this. So today it's that. Today it's that. I do not have any pain. I have forgiven these people who have scammed us. It's his grace. So when you have a direct connection, it's all science. You connect to the source of all light. It's really science. You connect to the source of all forgiveness. You connect to the source of all love, and you get filled with that. You get filled with that. And the whole secret is consistency. It's not like today I'll do it, tomorrow not. It's being consistent. It's the same thing if you stop going to the gym, then your body is not going to have the same result as someone who's being consistent. The same thing, going to Guruji. But that is his grace. That is his grace, that he gives you hunger for him. That is the biggest grace. Just like how we're hungry for food, the biggest blessing is that you're hungry for Guruji, and that he chooses. So I wanted to share that Maharaj can come in abundant forms. He's come in a form of a beggar for me. He's come in a form of a black dog named Shadow. He's come in a form of a woman in Baramandar when he took out a pocket swarup of his and he gave it to me through this woman that was wearing all yellow and she vanished. He's come to me through many, many people. There have been times that I was getting into a zero in my bank account, zero, and you know, because of I really believe there's a healthy ego and there's an unhealthy ego. Because of the healthy ego that he's given me, I never had agya to ask my parents for anything nor ask anybody for help. I'm like, Guruji knows, why should I ask anybody? Do I not call him my father? So if I label you my father, why am I going to other people? Why am I depending on other people? Why am I even sharing my agony with other people? So I was like, Guruji, you only know, you say you will give what you need. And I was getting into a state where I was getting to a point where I didn't even have food for money for food. And money came in such a way that only God can do. I had a client come into my life. Usually they book one sessions. Maharaj came in my dream and told me to do healing. And I started doing that part-time in Toronto when he had me in Toronto. And this client came to me, which today this person is an Italian Sangat. He came into my life and instead of paying for one session, he said, I like to book 6 sessions. Only Maharaj knew that I needed that money to survive, to pay for my rent, to keep myself alive. Of course, he keeps us alive, but to keep my life going. He knows exactly what you need, and he will give it. Um, It's so easy to say, let's have, have surrender, surrender. It's so easy to say this, but surrender for me is about trust. No matter, even if you don't understand what's going on, my guru's there. I'm going to choose to give him and show him my trust. Now, how do I choose him trust? How do I do that? Um, at times it was even hard to even trust the past. Like, Guruji, how do we even pay these lawyers? We're done. We're at the end of like, we don't even have money to pay these lawyers to fight for us in the bank account. And there's nothing in the bank account, but you tell yourself he is there, and God is the source of all abundance. When he is in my life, why am I worried about money, job, relationship? The source of all is here. The source of all has come into my life, the source of it. So why am I worried about the channels, um, so this has really helped me in my journey. For me, Guruji has to give me a formula in my brain. It has to be like, okay, this is happening. Guruji's there. Like, my brain makes this formula, and then the release comes. And then the trust comes that, and lately, Maharaj directly told me that when you're in your hours of need or in hours of pain, and you can't stop yourself from overthinking. You can't, no matter what you're doing, you're so parishan and you're so like, what is happening, Guruji? Force your mind, sit in front of Guruji, and just go back to every single thing that he's done for you. Go back to 7 years back. This is what he taught me. He brought, when I was bedridden, he took me through that bookstore. He came through the divine light. He takes me there. He puts me back there. And then if I can't think of my own satsangs, I go into other satsangs. I go, and this is my conversation with Guruji in my meditation. The one that was given eyes to a blind man after 16 years, called Raghuvar Uncle, is also my God. And he is bigger than this problem. The one who's given Arun Shori's wife legs and, a power to dance and to get out of the wheelchair, that's my God. He has the power to do anything in my life. The one who's given kids to women without a uterus, that's the God in my life. That's my guru in my life. He has the power. And you'll see your energy shifts. Because now you've taken control of your mind. It's all about mind control. Meditation does that too. So being consistent in connecting with Guruji, talking to Guruji, going to Guruji is key. Without your phone, without connecting to this person, without telling other people, I'm going to this satsang and I'm going to this meditation, I'm doing this and I'm doing this prayer, just you and Guruji, and just reminding yourself of your guru and what he's done. What he does for another child is also available for another child, and it just comes in his timing. So healing is there, abundance is there, miracles are there, him turning unimaginable to unimaginable into impossible to possible is there. He's taken a girl from a different culture. I mean, I just remind myself this every day. When I'm faced with something that, could this be possible? Could this happen? And he tells me, dude, I took you, a girl who had no connection to India, no connection to Shiva, I mean, that I knew, no, didn't know who Guru was. I took you myself in downtown Toronto, and I did everything on my own, and I brought you into my fold. What makes you think I can't do anything else? So, again, remembering your Guru, remembering the satsangs is the key. Um, what else do you want me to share, Maharaj? Maharaj, I shared about the black dog. He, right months before he came into my life, February 2018, this happened. Maharaj came into my life July um, 2018 on his birthday. This year only, I mean, for 7 years, Maharaj used to tell me that your real birthday is July 7th. The real birthday of a soul is Mahashiv, when the guru accepts and initiates the disciple. That's your real birth. That's your soul's birth. We were all dead. We were living in emptiness. We were living in distractions. We were living in ego. We were living in so much of nonsense before Maharaj. We were dead. really the body was moving, but when Maharaj comes, he gives you birth, and that's your true birthday. He was telling me this intuitively for 7 years. 7 July is your birthday. Then this year I'm in India, and Paul Uncle is in a satsang. It was his birthday, and he was sharing a satsang, and he said, "Oh, let me share a satsang about a birthday." I went to Guruji and I was like, "Guruji, today is my birthday. Today's my birthday." He had gone to his mandir on Paul Uncle was had gone there to celebrate his birthday with Guruji. He had gone to Guruji's mandir, and he was saying, "Guruji, today is my birthday. Today is my birthday. I've come to you on my birthday." And Guruji looks at him and says, Paul Uncle, today is not your birthday. Your real birthday is the day that your guru initiates you." And I was shocked. Like 7 years later, you confirmed this. 7 years later, you knew that this was the time for me to know that my real birthday is the day that you initiated me. So, you know, the shadow satsang, Maharaj came February 2018 through a black dog. I was in such committed suicides, and I was in such darkness. I was in such a darkness that really and truly only God could have taken me out from. Um, and my body, I didn't get my period for 3 years. I had lost most of my hair. It was just a very, very tormenting, and only Guruji knows. So I was um, a friend of mine comes and says to me in Toronto that, "Son, listen, just change your environment. You're go to this Shivananda temple. It's in Montreal. It's 5 hours drive. Just change your scenery. That's gonna help out." And I realize in my journey, when I'm going through something, Guruji changes my environment. He gets me out, even just a short trip, whatever that you can do to change your mood. So he came through this friend of mine and said, "Son, go to this temple." And I made fun of her in my head. I'm like, "Do you see that I'm glued to my bed?" But Guruji Maharaj, anything is possible, of course, with him. If he wants you to go from point A to point B, even if you're bedridden, he will give you energy. He will give you what is necessary for that task to be completed. Whatever that is needed on your journey, he will give you. But of course, I've learned in my journey, it requires your effort as well. Again, you cannot sit, and it makes me sad that a lot of people sit and say Guruji will do it. Guruji will do it. Fine, maybe that's your journey. Fine. But in my journey, he's taught me, and Paramahansa Yogananda has said very beautifully that he has a writing. He says, "What makes me different from other people? Nothing. It's just that I showed God my effort." So, you know, he sent this girl, and he gave me the energy, and I was like, you know what, I have to change my scenery. I was in a very bad state. So he took me there. And none of this, of course, can happen without his grace. None of it. So I go to this Shivananda temple, didn't know who Shiva was, didn't know there was the main idol that they had there was Krishna ji, in the main temple. There was so many other gods. I'm sure Shivji was there. I just didn't notice. And I was there for a week. And the day that I had landed up there was no coincidence. I got there evening, and the next day was Shivratri. And I'm like, "What's Shivratri?" And they told me it's Lord Shiva, and this and that. And they were so I'm in this temple, and I walked like a turtle. I was very slow, and um, I had severe insomnia. And even the people that I used to share a bedroom in that temple used to tell me, "Son, every morning they used to tell me that I used to scream in my that 1 hour of sleep that I had, or I used to get up with anxiety attacks." And anyway, I mean to share that, in what state can you be that Maharaj comes and he takes you to what today? So anyway, I'm in this temple, and suddenly I look to this side door, not the main entrance door. I look at this side door and I see a black dog there. Now it's impossible and it's not allowed. It's in the middle, and we're talking February in Canada, and that too in Laval, Montreal, and that it's a very, very cold, secluded area. a black dog. So my eyes are just focused on him, and I see him just standing there and staring at me behind this entrance door. And something inside of me tells me to go out. And I go out and I start playing catch with this dog with snowballs. And I was with didn't have gloves in my hands, and I used to just make snowballs and throw for him. It got to a point where my hands were um, so frozen. But the energy of this dog today I realized, um and I was like, you know what, I need to go grab gloves. And this dog made me forget my suffering for that 10 minutes that I played with him. Really made me forget. Of course, it was Shivji, because his presence was such that all of you, we've heard so many Sangat say, I went to Baramandir and I forgot everything. I forgot all the things that I had gone to Guruji for. I forgot my ailment, I forgot my pain, because that presence is there, and that presence of a black dog made me forget my suffering. And I was playing with them, but my hands got so frozen, his Leela. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go get gloves. And I looked at his collar. I was like, Shadow, his name was Shadow. Shadow, you stay here. I'm gonna go get my gloves. I'll be right back. And I walked away. I came inside 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, because my gloves were just at the entrance door. And I came back, and this dog has vanished the same mystical way that he had come into that huge area. It would have taken him a while for him to, even if he ran, I would have caught him, but he had vanished. And life moved on. Um, I turned around and told everybody there was a black dog here, and they're like, no, black dogs are not allowed here, and nor can dogs be here. Anyway, so life moved on. July comes, Maharaj initiates me. My life has turned into reading satsangs day and night. Um, the divine light was finished. Now I turned into a Guruji Maharaj website. There's hundreds and hundreds of satsangs there. And one night I go to this one satsang, I close my eyes and I'm like, Guruji, choose a satsang for me. And let me say, that morning, right, this was at night, the morning that I was meditating with Guruji, um, I've learned in my journey, the first thing you have to do when you get up in the morning is sit with Guruji. And even if you can meditate for 5 minutes, do that. Your first priority should be Maharaj. And uh, I even if you can't, it's okay. Just throughout your activity, throughout your life, just remember him. Remember, that's what he said. True meditation is remembering your guru. So that morning when I had sat in meditation, the vision of that black dog was downloaded on me. Again, no coincidences. That night I'm reading a satsang, and this woman is saying Guruji Maharaj comes in a form of a black dog for her. I jumped out of my bed. Like, what? Black dog? This morning only I had a vision of shadow. So I'm just like, I just started talking to Guruji. I'm like, Guruji, that can't be a coincidence that I had a vision of this dog after months. And now I'm reading a satsang about a black dog. And I told Maharaj, I'm like, he hears you all the time. He is with you all the time. He is listening to you all the time. And he heard me when I say, which I know he downloaded that question for me to even say it. And I said, Guruji, was that black dog you? And at the end of the satsang, it says, Guruji, this woman had written, Guruji Maharaj watches over you like a shadow. Shadow. That was the last word that this satsang ended with. And that name of a dog that manifested in that Guruji came through was Shadow. And how he answered. I couldn't sleep. I was wide awake the whole night just crying. And so that's how, I mean, for me, Maharaj, yes, he has put me through a lot of suffering. He has put me through a lot of agony, but so did Jesus with his 12 disciples. If you've watched The Chosen, none of the chosen ones had it easy. None of the most successful people that I know in the world had it easy. They've gone through suffering. For me, success is having God. So uh, we've just been programmed wrongly as human beings. Suffering is a gift, suffering is a blessing. And today, I just want to share the latest wisdom that Guruji has given me. Suffering is not needed anymore to learn. You can also learn through pleasure. You can also grow and blossom through joy. You can also be in love and grow and get connected to God. That was a phase of my life where I had to go through suffering for me to become empty of whatever that inner cleansing had to happen. So suffering was essential. It no longer is essential. You can also be in love and get closer to Maharaj, because we can't say only through suffering God can come. No, He has abundant ways. He can do it through love. He can do it through happiness. He could do it through abundance, through joy, through pleasure, and um, that's what it is. I'm grateful to him that he's put me in Canada for 26 years, living in a country that my soul was never connected to. But that's the country where Guruji chose to come to me. Of course, Iran, of course, Canada. But today, when he's put me in a country that it is sunny, I am in so much shukrana. If he hadn't put me in Canada, I would have never said thank you for the palm trees. I would have never said thank you for the sun. I would have never been this grateful. Every second, and now I realize, wow, I am turning into my grandma. Every second I'm saying shukrana. Every second I'm saying shukrana. Shukrana. Every morning I can't come out of my bed. There was a time I couldn't come out of my bed. So thank you for putting me through that. So whatever you're going through, I swear it's connected. It's connected. Just like how my grandma told me 15 years back that 15 years 7 years ago, it was 15 years back, Guruji knew that she had to utter those words. This man is always around me, this bald-headed man is always around me with a vertical eye. It had to be told to me that way, so 15 years later it would connect. Shadow had to come with that color. His name was Shadow. He had to come design it that way. So 7 months, 8 months later in July, when I'm reading that satsang, Maharaj watches over you like a shadow. Who's designed it? Guruji. If he's designed it to that detail where a dog manifests in Montreal, his collar says shadow, and a book that was written in God. When did Anita Kumar write the book, The Divine Light? So many years back. The satsang was there from then. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Not, it wasn't Anita Kumar's book. It was a website. Where the satsang was shared, where this woman had written, Guruji Maharaj, it was a satsang. Now, I don't know, maybe the satsang was written years back. It was, I don't know the date that was written, but I mean, it was written before, this whole incident happened. So Guruji has planned it all. Everything is planned. Everything is designed by him. Now, I'm going to end it with this. This is my journey. This is what he's taught me. Doesn't necessarily mean it's that for everybody, because I truly believe our worlds, our direct connection, our experiences are only special to us and unique per soul. He's taught me that there's multiple written realities. Yes, Maharaj has written it. Yes, Maharaj has already decided where I'll be in 5 years. But where I'll be in 5 years, there's different realities. There's different earths. Based on my choosing, based on my involvement, let me simplify it. I'm sitting here, somebody comes and criticizes me. If I respond, if I respond and do the same, or if I go and I do nindo on him, it's written. It's Guruji has already written 2 years from now, or 6 months from now, a month from now. It's written. I have to go through the same cycle again to learn not to do nindo, to learn not to respond, to fold my hands like Guruji said. If someone criticizes you, if not to say not to set boundaries, you learn to set boundaries, but not to react. He teaches you not to react, because then you create karma and you have to go through that episode again. So that reality is there. If you choose to respond, then it's written that you have to go through that reality, that um, future, how it's written. But there's also a different reality, different world. It's already written, also, of course, but it's in a different, higher level. It's in a different dimension. There are different dimensions that we can tap into, we can live. There's one earth that we're all walking. We're all walking on one big stone, going in the middle of the cosmos, handled and controlled by Maharaj, taken well care by Maharaj. But there's different dimensions, there's different earths that we tap into. Now, if I don't respond, then I'm ready to experience a different, a more positive earth. a more positive experience. If I choose to not follow his commandments, then I'm still in that student era. And I mean, we're always a student in that practice in that, you'll get stuck there. Once you learn that, then you step into a different world. Then the learnings in that world is different. Let's say it's, being scammed by someone that was my dad's friend, and him taking 26 years of our hard work. In this world, the learning is to forgive, to see the blessing, to be grateful for that soul that came and took that money away, to put us through that suffering, to give shukrana for that. Once you get there, then you're ready for a different dimension. And I've learned that your environment changes as well. He could take you out from a country that no longer serves you or matches your energy, which I really believe he does that. And that's my experience. You can't go, if your energy and your frequency doesn't, you want to, let's say, experience certain things, but if your frequency inside is still uh, of the lower vibrations, you're not ready to experience that new dimension, new world, new country where there's so much abundance, there's so much beauty, because you are not in that frequency. So I've learned, if you want his grace, if you want a good life, if you want an abundant life, it doesn't mean that you don't go through suffering. It means that you see it through a different lens, and that can only happen if you're connecting to him directly, meditating to him, and then um, you know um, connecting to the source of all wisdom. Basically, he fills you up with wisdom, he downloads wisdom down to you in your soul, and you ultimately become light. He sends you places where you stand in front of hundreds, thousands. At every satsang, he makes you stand up, because now you can be used as a vessel. But he tests you to see if it gets into your head. If you think that you are the doer, if you think that you've got in there, oh, I am this now, I am that now, I live here now, I'm so special now, I'm Iranian, I'm this, you are nothing. Nothing without Guruji. You couldn't even get out of bed without Guruji. So may Guruji always let us remember where we came from, and to help others as much as we can. To help others as much as we can. Guruji Maharaj came in my dream and told me, unless you don't make another life better, you've done nothing. I shower all this grace so you can be a vessel to uplift and to help other humanity. And you're helping your sisters and brothers anyway. We're all one big family, truly we are. And for me, Sangat or no Sangat doesn't matter. Every creation, whether it's a cat or it's a human being that's non-Sangat, that's his, belongs to him. So whoever you're helping, I mean, not that he needs you, but you're serving your Guru. Thank you so much. I think we'll end it with that. Shukrana Maharaj. Um, the biggest blessing is Guruji himself. If he, let's say in the, uh, I joke with Guruji this way. I'm very upfront with Guruji, and I have this connection with him that I joke with him. I'm like, it's in the category of gods. You gave me Mahashiv, which is the top. What makes me think that in life and in experiences and also in my suffering, you won't give me the top? Yes, my suffering was the top that I mean, only Guruji knows. It's been 40 years of non-stop. You gave me the best of it, but also you gave me the best of the God. That department of gods, you gave me Mahashiv. What what makes me doubt that going forward in my journey, in my experiences, with material or not, because everything is Guruji. I love the material and I love the non-material, because for me there is no differentiation, but it's his grace that he teaches you and gives you the wisdom not to get attached. If he takes it away, he gave it, he takes it away. So you know it's just let's leave it at that. It's a biggest blessing to have Guruji. Mahashiv is there, he's giving you the best of the best. He's going to give you the best of the best blessings. But don't, if you want the best of the blessings also, don't be surprised if you get the best of the best suffering as well. um, and Go to satsang with focus on Guruji. Like he said in the Divine Light, you should be so focused on your Guru that you don't even see what another person is wearing. You don't even know who's coming, who's going. He knows your intention. Go to him only for him. You just save yourself. It's all about you and your own journey. Nobody's coming there to save you. It's only you and your own efforts. You can't pretend in front of Guruji. You can maybe pretend in front of other people, but you can't pretend in front of Guruji. Being authentic brings you a lot of abundance. Being authentic, being real, removing all the pretending, just being yourself, being true to your Guru, to yourself. That's the biggest blessing as well that Guruji gives. Shukrana, Jai Guruji, thank you for letting me share his grace, his teachings, and whatever wisdom he's given me. I'm sure I have so much to learn, so much to learn, but this is that journey that, if we have him, we have the best teacher, and he's going to put us there.